Hardworking Mom, and tonight we're going to be doing a wreath. It was a wreath kit, and this was actually a grapevine kit. So it is cotton, and then this is birch. This is one of my favorite ribbons. I really love this ribbon. It's based on birch wood, so it's a very natural kind of feel. We have 2 ficus leaves. We have 2 lamb's ear. We have 1 bush here. This is a little fern. And then we have some cotton and a sign. So here's the sign. And so this is what we're going to make today. So I'm going to get zoomed in and then we'll get started. So when I'm doing projects, especially on grapevine, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the biggest elements on first. So I usually look to see which side looks better, and I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put everything on this side. Okay. So we're going to use this side over here because this is a pretty nice side. So the side that is going to be showing is going to be this nice side over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this in a C shape. That just means we're going to have some coming up here and some down there with a bow in the middle, and we'll put our sign right in here. So this ficus, if we were to put it in here, it's really a little bit larger than I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right down here. Okay, and we're going to start with this. We'll cut these 2 pieces. So we're going to cut both ficus in 3 pieces. So when you're doing something with a grapevine, the biggest thing is to make sure that your line that's coming out here on the outside is consistent. All right, so I'm going to start by putting the top one on, and you really kind of want to bend these, spread them out, give them a little bit of personality. That's going to help it look more natural. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing with the one on the bottom. All right. And you will glue these in. All right. So all you do is just put a little bit of glue in there and then just place it. You want to go with the grain of the grapevine. Okay. Now we are going to use some of this as well. We're going to use these. So I'm just going to cut these off, this fern. Okay, so we're going to use those. We're also going to use these. I'm going to cut both of these. And when I'm putting something in a project, I'm going to cut it at an angle because that's really going to help to give us a little bit more, a little bit extra to add in. All right, so when you're putting things on a grapevine, you don't want to lay them flat against the grapevine. You really want to kind of pull them up. So you see how I cut this at an angle? So this almost acts like a little pick. Okay, so put that there. We've got other 2. So remember to cut that little edge there. This one I'm going to put almost towards the center, and this one I'm going to kind of put towards the outside. So you really want to make sure that you are kind of covering the whole base. All right. So see, we have 1 small and 1 big. They don't all have to be in the same place. You do want to kind of spread it out. So what we're doing now is just getting all of our greenery in, so we're greening it. Now, normally I would glue all this in, however, my glue pot is at my new location, which we have not completely moved into yet. So we are just going to pretend that I put glue on this and place it in. So whatever I do to one side, I want to do to the other side. All right. I also want to make sure that I have some kind of coming out to the side a little. Maybe one up here. Let's put it up a little bit. There we go. Alrighty. Let's put this one a little bit down here. You can see here, want a little bit towards the inside. It's going to look a lot better and a lot more natural if you are putting it kind of all around in this area. Okay? Alright. Let's do one kind of almost in the center, and then one down here a little bit. There we go. So you can see how cute that looks already. It's just, all right, so you can see where our bow is going to go right here. Okay. All right. This is our cotton. This is a very nice and simple project. These kind of projects are very quick and easy to do. Don't take a ton of time. And it's a very nice minimalist look, which is very popular. So to get the most out of everything, you really want to separate them. Okay. Put some up here. Same thing down here. That. All right, so we're going to make our bow, and then we're going to add the rest of these in. Okay? So I'm just going to fold this in half and cut it towards the wire for a dovetail. And we're going to do about 16-inch tail. Just like that. All right, so we will do a 6-inch loop. Alright, so you're just twisting here in the center. This is a pattern, but it is all different directions, so you do not have to twist to get these correct. Alright. Okay. So fold, cut towards the edge. All right, then we'll come in with this one. So we did 2 loops at 6 inches. And we're gonna come in with the birch ribbon. Okay, so we're gonna do 6 inches again. There we go, 6 inches. Okay. 6 inches. Then again with the cotton ribbon. This time we're going to go down a little bit smaller. And we're going to have smaller tails. So the tails are going to be about 8 inches. Okay. Just like that. This time we're going to go to 5 inches. So you just want to look on your board. Go to 5 inches. Again, 5 inches. So we'll do 2 on this as well. This is stacking your ribbons, which really gives you a little bit more volume. There we go. Okay. So smaller tail. Let's trim it. And our dovetail. There we go. Okay, we're going to finish off with the birch. Again with the smaller. Okay. So you just want to do 5 inches again. There we go. Okay. Now you're going to put a zip tie in. And to put it in the wreath itself, you have options. You can either use another zip tie, or you can use pipe cleaners. So something like a pipe cleaner or a zip tie. I'm going to use a zip tie. I have a brown one. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this around. Ooh, excuse me. I'm going to put one set of the small ribbons on the top and one on the bottom, just like this, as I spread this out. Okay, just making sure everything looks fine. Then we can just slide our zip tie through there. Tighten it as tight as you can. All right. We can actually fluff this on the wreath. So we'll just take that out. I'm just going to run my zip tie right in this little middle spot here. So I'll just take it and just push it right through the grapevine. I don't want it to go all the way down to the bottom. And I'm going to pull it over and tighten it on the side. So I don't want any part of this to be seen. Make sure you get it in the center. Okay. There we go. All right, now we can fluff it. So these two pieces, we're just going to kind of have hanging up here. All right, and the two bottom pieces here. And then our longer tails, we're going to kind of pull them out to the side. Curl this one up. All right, and this one, just let it kind of go down. All right. Okay. So just pull it up, pull it out a little. Okay. Now, we're going to twist and pull our loops. So I'm still going to do the same thing I always do. Twisted. See, and what this is going to do is this is going to allow it to stand up like I want it to. All right. So let's get these. We can pull a little bit of our greenery up so that it almost looks like our bow is part of or made into the design. Okay, like this. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to put the sign in next. So you have a few options with the sign. You can put it on this other side so that it says that blessed right there. You can place it kind of in the corner like this, which I think is what we're gonna do. You can also place it kind of right in the center here. If you have a piece like this that's kind of in your way, just move it or trim it off. Okay. So I really kind of want it to be nestled down in there, like this. Okay. So I'm actually going to put a hole on this side and a hole on this side. In addition, I can take this stick, okay, I can place it back in, all right, and that is going to help hold my sign in place. Okay, just like that. So oftentimes when I'm putting a sign like this in, I'll use bind wire. Bind wire is just wire that is covered with twine, kind of a papery material, and it just has the same look as the grapevine. So I find that pretty easy to just hide it. So you see, you can just put it right through the hole. Okay. If you don't have something like this, you can cut a piece of your grapevine out, as long as you're not cutting the main piece that's tying it together, and place it right behind your sign. Okay. Now, I want to tuck it in, so I'm going to kind of pull some of this grapevine up. And then I'm going to use this bind wire. I'm going to run it right through the grapevine. Alright, so this is one of the reasons that I use bind wire. Alright, and I'm going to tie it on. Now if you have any trouble, you can use your weaving needle here. There we go. So once I have it nice and secure, okay, then I will tuck these pieces back in. I'm going to make sure they're really secure, so make sure you tie them on really good, and then tuck them back in, right in there. Okay. So the trick to this is to put something behind it and kind of tuck it into the grapevine itself, and then it will work out just fine. We're going to also put a little piece from here to here. I think we'll use the bind wire again. I was going to use the other wire, but I think this will be better. With bind wire, make sure you pull from the middle and not the outside. It'll fall apart. All right. So all of this will be hidden by your bow and your greenery. This will just prevent it from falling down. It's just kind of an extra security blanket. Okay. Just going to kind of weave it in a little. Make sure I have it secured in there well. You could also put one from here to here. I really don't want anything to show. There we go. All right, so then we'll move everything back in place. All right, there we go. I think we may even twist this one. There we go. See how cute that looks? All right, now we have a couple more pieces to put in, and then I want to show you a little something extra that you can do if you want to add a little bit more interest to it. Okay. So what I like to do with my extra pieces is I'm going to put some right up near the bow so I can see it a little better. So a little bit of cotton here. Cotton there. Okay, a little cotton up here. Okay. This little piece I'm going to put right up here at the top. Just a little. So we can see a little bit extra cotton up there. All right, and then this, I'm going to kind of cut some of this up. All right, I'm going to add in some pieces. So I like to do this towards the end because then you can get pieces that will kind of go in with your bow. Okay. You can also put them into your bow. This. Piece come out. So this won't happen to you because you'll glue yours in. But you can also place them and then come back and glue in if you're ever nervous about it. Okay. All right. I want to put a little bit more in here. I'm just going to kind of cut and move it over a little. Here we go. Okay. So you see how we're not laying it flat? We are putting it in so you can see it. A little bit back here. Right. So see, that's going to be seen more from the side. Okay. And then we need to add a little bit more in down here. There we go. Don't let it sit flat on you. There we go. That's better. Okay. This piece is a little bit longer than I want, so I'm actually going to cut it and put it back in. And it is totally okay to do that because I want these to be pretty even. All right, now we have just a little bit more. We're just going to kind of add in around the bow a little bit. Okay. And then I'll show you that one little extra piece and we'll be done. So one of the reasons that I like to use Ficus is because it's not very expensive and it's a great filler. I like it a lot better than ivy. I'm just not a big ivy fan. All right, so let's look at it. Oh, how cute is that? How cute is that? Fix our little ribbon here so it's not closing up on our sign. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. All right, now, for the little extra thing that you can do if you want it to look a little bit more, like a little bit more, just so you can give it a little bit more personality, a little bit more high-end. What you can do is take your ribbons, because you're going to have a lot left, okay? What I like to do is put them one on top of the other. Okay. I'm going to take a zip tie. I prefer to do zip ties just because I don't want it to come loose. Alright, so I'm going to sneak it under all of this greenery and I'm going to tie it down to the grapevine. So you're not going to see it because it's going to be under here, hidden under here. Okay. Alright, then I'll just kind of hide that in there. Alright, now, what you can do is you can do several things. You can put several in and trim them and just have tails up here, or you can do them like this, where you are putting some extra tails in. So I usually just like to use some bind wire to tie it in. So you want to just do like a loop. You can either put it in the center, towards the center, or towards the outside. It really is just whatever you like. I tend to like to put it towards the center, almost towards the inside. Just kind of a personal preference. Okay, you just want to tie it in. Right, trim that off. Hide that. You can spread them out. Okay. You can also save a little piece of greenery to put here. Now, you can trim it and just have that, or you can also put another loop here and then put your tails down towards the end. I'm just going to trim it here. And then kind of get these curling for me. There, just gives you a little extra something. Now you can add as many of those as you want. And there it is. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh, I love this. Isn't this fun? So you can see all the greenery. So see, this is what I mean. You want to have your line. As long as you have your line, if you see that things are out of line, just move them. Just kind of spread out your greenery and put it in the place where you need it. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hopefully we'll do some more of these in the future. And make sure to subscribe and come back to watch for new content, okay? Bye, y'all.